Should we do a kula? Because it's, you know what a kula is? Kula is a summersault.
Really?
Let's do a somersault.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, it's like
Go for it. Go for it. Come on, man.
it's a very Chassidish thing to do a somersault.
Why would it hurt your back?
I'm 31 years old.
Nice, nice.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so we are live. Let's do it.
That's right. Welcome back, everybody. Another week of Parshas. We'll break it down the best we can. Hopefully, you guys find this entertaining, and hopefully, you'll learn a thing or two.
This is a Hakel event. Should we do a kula? Because it's, you know what a kula is?
No, what's that?
Kula is a somersault.
Really?
Let's do a
Go
somersault.
for it. Go for it.
Okay, it's a really.
Go for it. Go for it. Come on, man.
I will. Let's go. It's a very Chassidish thing to do a somersault.
Okay.
Opa.
Why do you need to throw something on the floor?
I don't want to hurt my back. I don't know. Yeah.
Why would it hurt your back?
I'm 31 years old. I don't know.
He really did a somersault. Good, nice.
All right, let's do it. Okay, this week's Parsha. Where are we? Where did I put the Sefer?
Right there.
Like this. Oh.
Careful, no insurance.
Okay, so we are talking about Parshas VaYishlach, yeah?
That's right.
So what happens? Yaakov leaves Lavan's house, right? He leaves Lavan's house, and he now has to face his brother Esav. So he sends angels, right, or messengers,
Correct.
right? And some people say it's messengers, some people say that it was actually angels.
What compels him to leave Lavan's house all of a sudden after so many years?
Well, first of all, it was time for him to go back. I don't think he ever decided to stay, but it says in the pasuk that he wasn't with him Kismel Shilsham, right? They were angry at him because he was so successful, and they thought he was, it was because of him that they weren't as wealthy as, because he was more wealthy than everybody else.
Because it says that within the time that he spent there, within the 20 years that he was, 12 years, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. No, 14 years that he spent there, he changed his salary 100 times.
Yeah, that's why he had to go and trick him and do all this,
right. So he changed his salary literally every 2 weeks. He would renegotiate his salary. Like, what kind of an employer renegotiates your salary every 2 weeks?
They didn't have contracts like they do nowadays.
So it goes to show you what kind of a wicked man he was.
Yeah,
that he would renegotiate and bring down his pay and all of that.
Yeah.
And every time an animal would eat one of his sheep, he would take it out of his pay. There were times that he would slaughter the animal, eat the animal, have his barbecue and everything, and then come back and say, hey, where's that one animal is missing? I'm taking that off your paycheck. So it had happened. He had done that. He was such a rotten person. And one of the main reasons why he was considered safe at Lavan's house is because Lavan was a very big magician. And as a magician, he wielded all types of magic. And Esav knew that he needed the skull of a firstborn.
You told me this before.
To increase his magic.
Which is
why Esav was afraid to step foot on his land. Because he would kill him and take his skull, take his head, to do his magic. And Esav knew this, which is why he was afraid to go there in the first place. But Yaakov couldn't leave Lavan's house because it was safe until Rachel gave birth. So after Rachel gives birth, that is when Yaakov finds the courage to leave Lavan's house and face Esav.
It's funny you say that, because it says, it's read here, I forgot not in the other Sefer, said that Yaakov sent Malachim to Esav, so he should come greet him to bring him out of Chutz La'aretz, so that way he can go to Israel, and in Israel, in Eretz Yisrael, Esav can't touch him.
What was the reason why he did that? Yaakov purposely put people between each other with more than 1 day of traveling because of what his mother had said. I will not lose two descendants on the same day. So if the day that Esav greets him and he does kill him, the next camp is more than a day away. So it never happens that he's completely eradicated or anybody has the chance to kill his brother.
Right, he separated the camps. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. I heard something this past Shabbos actually. I went to Long Beach. I volunteer in a nursing home.
Really? That's pretty cool.
I work at a nursing home. I do do the prayers over there. We've tried to get a minyan. I don't do it every week, but I was there last week and I met this really cool guy. And he tells me this thing. I think he said in the name of the Chafetz Chaim.
Okay.
And he says like this. I love this. This is so special. So basically, Rashi says when Yaakov tells Esav, I lived with Lavan, right? In Lavan Garti, I lived with him. So what does he say? Garti is the same letters as Taryag. Taryag is 613. So he was saying, I lived with Lavan and I still kept the whole Torah and I didn't learn I didn't learn from his evil ways. His evil actions. So normally you would say, what does that mean? And he says he's proud of himself. Chafetz Chaim's his name, Chafetz Chaim, I think it was Chafetz Chaim. He said like this. The problem was he was saying it in regret. I wish I had learned from his bad ma'asim. What does that mean? What does that mean? If I would have learned from his fervor, from his obsession, from his passion for the evil that he did, and apply that same passion for godliness, how much would I have? So he's saying that this was said in regret. Not that I should have learned how to act badly, but to learn from the qualities that he
use the amount of energy and aggression
that he implemented. Yeah, to learn from the passion that he implemented for bad and use it for good. And it's actually in we see this, there was Reb Zisha, who was a very holy man, Reb Zisha Manipoli. He had a brother, Rebbe Melech of Lezensky. They were the Talmidim of the Maggid. And I think it's about Reb Zisha that he would learn seven or nine, I don't remember, things from a thief. A thief is not a good thing, but he would learn these things from a thief. One of them was that he never gives up, he always goes back, and he always prays to Hashem, and he's an expert at what he does. He listed seven things that when you apply those in service of Hashem and Avodas Hashem, that it's appropriate. Right? And it says in Pirkei Avos, who's the wise person who learns from everybody? Everybody has a quality you can learn from them. Maybe they apply it for the wrong way, for the wrong thing, but they have a quality that you can learn to apply for good.
That's correct. You're right. Shlomo Melech was he was talking about that. You could learn from any animal, from anything in the world. You could learn something that is positive in service of Hashem. And I believe he was talking about an ant. If you just observe ants and learn from them, you will learn unity. You will learn that they don't steal from each other. You will learn that they do everything and anything possible to serve their queen. Yeah, you learn a lot of exactly. There's also to certain mitzvahs we could have learned them from a cat. Let's say, for example, being modest, learn from a cat, because the cat, when he goes to the bathroom, he covers up after himself. But the reason why we have the mitzvahs is because that attaches holiness to it. It's not just a lesson. Now God told us to do it. It makes it holy. It gives us an opportunity to transform this world and elevate it. But yeah, definitely something that no matter what we can learn from another person, we could have a positivity bias to look how good he is at that. But about all the other things, doesn't matter. This is what I can learn, this is what I can focus on. And actually, when I focus on the good in another person, it actually brings it out in them. That's why to speak Lashon Hara, one of the problems of speaking Lashon Hara, speaking badly about another person, is your words, there's different realms. There's a realm of thought, there's a realm of speech, and the realm of speech is very powerful.
You're doing something, you're accomplishing something. So if you speak good about another person, you're bringing out the good in him. You speak, God forbid, the opposite, then you bring out the opposite. There's a story of the Baal Shem Tov that someone was very, in the shul over there was one person who was very angry at another person. He said, I'm going to tear you up like a fish. And after the Baal Shem Tov told his students to put his hands around, put their hands around each other's arms, around each other's shoulders, and the Baal Shem Tov was touching two of the students, and they closed their eyes and they saw him physically tearing him apart like a fish. He was saying that in the realm of speech, on a certain level, that happened. Obviously, it didn't trickle down in action, but our words have tremendous power.
Of course, yeah.
Now here's from the Sfas Emes, one of the Gerer Rebbes. Says that Malachim, that when Yaakov said Malachim to Esav, those were Malachim created from his Torah. That teaches us that when a person learns Torah, it actually creates angels that protect him and that defend him and fight for him, which,
Oh, it's a good thing you mentioned that. In Zera Shimshon, it talks about that it said that the angels came down to protect Abraham, and then Hashem himself says, I will come down and help you and protect you. So it asks, what's the difference? What is the difference between, if he's sending all these angels to come protect you, what's the point of him coming down and protecting you? So the answer is, whenever you are in a situation where you are in danger, the angels you created by doing mitzvot come down and help you out to get you out of trouble. But that means you have lost your gain. It's almost like an equivalent exchange, a fair exchange. But you lost those merits. This is the reason why they say, well, no matter what you have earned in this world, no matter what kind of mitzvot you have done, you should never ask Hashem for something in your merit. Why? Because you leave your merits for your grandkids, for the next generation.
Yeah, we're going to get to something like that,
So
actually.
because of that, when Hashem said, I will personally come and protect you, it means nothing was taken away from his merit. So he protected him without anything in return. He protected him in a way where he doesn't lose anything out of it.
Wow.
That was the difference between Hashem helping you and
He's not going to lose his merits, yeah. Wow.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And the examples that Rosh Hashanah gives is somebody who has merits, but he's driving very fast, like a crazy person, but nothing happened to him. It may be that his merits, he just lost a lot of merits, a lot of mitzvot, because these angels had to come down and save him from anything bad happening. So he lost from all the savings that he was making. So that's why you never put yourself in dangerous situations.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I think it was Avram Avinu, I think, who was afraid, maybe it was Avram, it was Yaakov, who was afraid that because of all the miracles that happened to him, maybe I lost all my merits. That's why he was, man, it's so noisy today.
Yeah, maybe the door is not closed all the...
That's hilarious. That explains it. Maybe put in the plug.
Yeah, right?
I gotta show you this thing. It's called Dr. Mitos. Like this thing for kids. It's so one of the things is like you're trying to figure out what's not working, and it's just
the plug.
the plug.
It was never turned on.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic. Oh, so this is something from the Rebbe. Very, very nice. Rashi says that Yaakov sent actual angels, malachim mamash, real actual angels, not just messengers. So the Maggid explains this, and he says, what does it mean, malachim mamash? Mamash also means what's tangible, material. So he says that really he only sent their mamash, he only sent their bodies of the angels. Even the angels are created out of physical, just much more refined, right? It says that the body, but their spirit remained by Yaakov. So the question is, the Rebbe asks this question: how can you separate the good from the
Right.
What does that mean? So he says what it means is that even when they were there physically, even though in location they were always in Yaakov's domain. They never really separated from him. And that's a very important lesson for when it comes to our job in this world and us fulfilling our mission. That no matter how deep in the world we are, no matter where we find ourselves, if we're connected properly, and if we keep our connection, keep ourselves the way we should, then it doesn't matter where we are. We're always going to be connected to our roots, no matter who we are. Our bodies may be in the dirtiest place, but because we're connected to Hashem, so therefore we're always in His domain.
Spiritually, we're always with him.
Yeah, there's this song actually Avram Fried sings in Yiddish. I love it. He goes, tells the Yetzer Hara, I'm not yours. I'm not yours. Even when I belong to my Father, and even when I'm sinning, I'm always my Father's kid. It's like this. It's a very powerful song. Ich bin nicht deine, nee. Ich will in deine Drachim afilin nicht. I don't even want to go in your ways. Whatever. It's a. I love this song. It's such a because it's like this song that reminds you like people, they get down on themselves, and that's the trick. The trick is that you do something wrong, the Yisrael says, you see, and you don't want to get up to daven, and you don't want to get why? Because who am I, right?
Right.
I'm going to use my hands to put on tefillin. I'm going to use my mouth to, you know what I mean? Like, and the whole thing is no. I'm not yours. I was never yours. Yeah, I messed up again and again and again. But
I know where I come from or where I belong.
But I'm my Father's kid.
That's powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah. Okay, so now we come to the part where Yaakov was fighting with
Esav's,
with the Malach,
right.
with the Sar, yeah. And it says that after the whole fight, he hit him in the place, and he was
In the hip, I believe.
yeah, the Gid Hanashe. I forgot the English term. It's some kind of anyway. But so it says VaYishlach loy hashemesh, and the sun it shines for him. So why does the pasuk say VaYishlach loy hashemesh? The sun shined.
Okay.
What does it mean that it shined for him? It didn't shine for anybody else. So he says that actually the sun came up earlier just for him.
Okay.
So Hashem brought it earlier so it would heal him. And we see at different times that the sun healed tzaddikim. Avram Avinu healed, and here we see Yaakov. It says so. The sun heals tzaddikim, but actually Rishayim it destroys them. Very interesting. You know, the same exact thing. You know, fire can warm. It can also burn. And then it says actually that it could be that VaYishlach loy Hashem is just talking about a special light which was hidden at the beginning of creation, only that it's hidden away for the tzaddikim. And the truth is that it wasn't 100% hidden, because if not for this light, the world wouldn't be able to exist.
Okay.
And this, it says that this light shines for a little bit every single day for those who learn Torah at dawn. Very interesting.
I thought it was nets, no?
Amud HaShachar, at least maybe nets. I don't know, but it says that basically that at a certain point early in the morning when people are learning Torah, that's when this.
So that is nets, no?
There's alois and then there's netzachama. Alois is when I think there's light, but you don't actually see the sun.
So it's the first 20 minutes of when it just gets up.
Dawn. I think it's dawn, yeah. I think Amud HaShachar, at least HaShachar, the same thing. I could be wrong.
Okay.
And forgive me if I am, everybody, but anyway, yeah.
We're going to do a little more research on that.
That's your job.
No problem.
Stay tuned for part 2. Hope you enjoyed that, and good Shabbos.